I had a call with a new coach today about how to differentiate himself online. And if you're an online coach right now, there's a good chance that you look around social media and you see a lot of people who all look the same and sound the same and say the same thing. And if you're early on in the journey, you might feel like, how am I supposed to compete with these people who have a lot more results, who have been in the game for a lot longer than I have? If you've been at it for a while, you might just find that stuff that used to work quite well, stuff that you used to post, doesn't get the same reaction. Offers that you post just seem to fall on deaf ears. And things just seem to be getting harder all around. And it's a weird time, because I had this conversation with a coach where I explained to him, yes, it may feel like a saturated market. Yes, it may feel like there's not a lot of opportunity. But the fact that it feels like a saturated market actually tells you that there is value in that market. It tells you that people are flooding here because people are having great results. People are getting what they want out of this market. If you go to somewhere where there is no market at all, that also shows you that there's a reason, right, that there's no market there. There is no opportunity there. So the very fact that a market is saturated indicates that there's opportunity there. But in order to tap into that opportunity, you simply cannot be and sound and appear like everybody else, because then you will just fall to the average, right? Whatever the average coach makes each month, or however many clients the average coach has, if you do the same as everybody else, you end up being the average. And the average right now is probably lower than where you want to be and where you've set your goals. So it's really, really important that you keep in mind that you have to do things differently, right? And it sounds so simple. It sounds so almost logical and commonsensical, but it is. But at the same time, people just don't seem to do it. Like, there are coaches who literally they Google for what's trending. They Google for what people are searching. They Google for what they think will perform in their social media. They look at other coaches' pages and then copy what they've done. Now, yes, of course, if you take some viral hook or some viral video idea, there is a chance that you'll get a load of views and lots of people will see it, but that's width, it's not depth. So even if you get a video that goes to 100k, 60-second video, how valuable is that actually in terms of turning those people into clients? Probably not all that valuable, because again, a lot of those people will only see it once as they flick through reels and they'll never see it again. So depth, which might be something like this YouTube video, which maybe 30 people will watch, but it's a much deeper video. There's a lot more insight in it. There's a lot more connection between me, the creator, and you, the listener or the watcher. The differentiation is in the depth, right? And if you just go for the surface level stuff that everybody else is doing, you lose all the depth. People don't really connect with you. And differentiation starts with you, right? It starts with your personal brand. It starts with your story. It starts with what you stand for. It also starts with who you help and how you help them, what you do for them. So it's on one side of the coin you, and on the other side of the coin the people that you help. But this differentiation, it has to come from you actually being you, right? And we hear this authenticity thrown around all the time, and it's true, but it also has to be authenticity of the right kind. There are certain parts of your life that you maybe shouldn't share. I don't know, maybe you've got some really bad habits that you're trying to get on top of and get rid of, and it can happen to anybody. So, if you have them, you're not broken, but you don't want to show your clients these habits. For example, you're a health and fitness coach and you're drinking and you're smoking joints all the time and you're really struggling to give it up. Yes, you can share it and be authentic, but really, is that going to help you? If you want to attract people who are struggling with alcohol and struggling with smoking joints, then yeah, share it. But if you're trying to attract a different type of demographic and you don't want those people, you probably shouldn't be sharing that overly. And you can mention that you've had your struggles or whatever, but it shouldn't be front of house, and it shouldn't be the thing that you're always talking about. So balancing authenticity with also who are we trying to connect with and who do we want to come in, and creating differentiation by just getting very, very clear on who you are, where you want to go, where are you going in the world, what storyline are you on. People want to follow stories, they want to connect with stories. So what is your story? Where did you start? Where are you now? Where are you going? How can you share that? creating value content, just copying everybody else, it's not going to work for you in 2026. The market has seen it. The market has seen the kind of trending, flashy, fast clips, and it is now trending back in the direction of storytelling, in the direction of authenticity, in the direction of connection. And this is not something in the Instagram market. Like, as humans, we've evolved listening to stories, right? That was how we passed down knowledge and information over, centuries. I mean, more than centuries, thousands and thousands of years. That was how we passed on knowledge. It was how we educated. It was how we connected with our tribe. Like, story is just fundamental to the human experience. And, you look at the reels. What reels do you really connect with and watch? They're storytelling reels. They're reels that, explain something that's happened. But you also have to make sure that the content that you're creating, the storytelling that you're sharing, actually aligns with your offer and what you sell. Because otherwise you can just be somebody online who everyone loves to follow your life story, but it doesn't actually connect to how you serve them and how you sell or what you sell to them. So you have to be really, really conscious of authenticity on one hand, while also balancing that with the marketing message and the market that you want to attract. And those are really the things that you need to think about for differentiation in 2026. You need to go out there and be storytelling. You need to actually have something that doesn't sound like everybody else. So if you go out and you just sound like every other coach, if your messaging is the same, eat the foods you love, don't have to give up pizza, don't have to give up beer, get in shape. Like, people are just sick and tired of these things. And those promises have kind of worn out as well, because a lot of the time people have tried things like that with other coaches and realized that actually, if I do want to get in shape, there's actually a little bit of a trade-off here. So yeah, that's it. Keep yourself in a league of your own. Differentiate yourself, tell your story, be very clear on the marketing message and the market that you want to attract, and you'll have a killer 2026.